Hi, welcome to another episode of nodetuts. On this episode, you'll learn how to create a TCP server, stream data from the client, parse JSON using JSON stream, create your own through mapping stream, pipe data back to the client, persist streaming data, and filter streams. In Node, the TCP functionality resides inside the net module. So let's require it. So now let's create the TCP server. The server object is an event emitter, which emits the connection event every time a client connects. So server on connection, you get a callback. And now you get the socket here. And you go so long, got a new connection. And then you can make the server listen, let's say on port 4000. Okay, let's try this server. Server background, then I use NC. If you don't have NC, you can use Telnet, or try to install NC. Localhost, port 4000. Okay, the server got a new connection. I can Control C, new connection. Okay, let me kill it. Okay, now say that we are building a logging server, and this server will accept TCP connections that will pump log events into it. And this server wants to persist everything that every user sends to the server. So we need to create a file write stream to persist the logs into a file. So this is the file path, and then we create the file write stream. And then every time you get a new connection, we pipe every data that comes into that new connection to the file. Pipe file. Okay, so let's try and use the server. Server. Put it on background. Then NC. So let's put some random data here. Control C and cat the logs. Here they are. So let's try and connect again. Control C. Oops, there was the server closed with an error. That's because we are trying to close the file twice. The pipe by default closes the destination stream, which is the file, once the source stream, which is a socket, close. So this only works for one connection. After that, it fails. So there is an option on the pipe function that says end false. So here, no matter how many times we connect and disconnect, the file should stay open. So let's try that. Control C again. Control C. No error, you can see. Okay, another problem that we have is that the log.json file gets overwritten every time we start the server. So let's see that. So we have the logs.json file. Let's start the server, and then let's see the logs.json file. Well, it's empty. This is because when we create a write stream, by default we overwrite everything that we pass into here. So let's create a write stream with flags, with a append flag. Instead of a write flag, we use the append flag. So let's %1, and then let's Control C, cat logs. Okay, let's kill the server. Let's start the server again. Let's get the logs. They are still there, and we can still append them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every event got written here. Now, we don't want to write every data and structured data. We want the clients to send data in the JSON format. So for this, we'll use the JSON stream module, and we'll install it using npm install JSON stream. So let's use it to parse the input stream. So let's create here and then we instantiate a new JSON stream here. JSON stream, and instead of piping directly to the file, we pipe into the JSON stream and then into the file. So let's test the server. So see here. Sorry, let me. Okay, so let's write something into the server. Something that is JSON valid. So let's apply it. Also numbers, strings, and let's see what happens when you send invalid characters. Well, didn't complain. Let's see what is on the log file. Oops. So we have here several problems. First, looks like object literals in JavaScript are being printed out as object. And two, they are not new lines separated. So let's use this, solve this problem using more streams, and creating our own streams using Dominic Tarr's event stream. Event stream is really handy. And it allows you to easily create read and write streams, for instance, that will transform or filter your streams somehow. So let's create a stringifier stream that accepts raw data and then outputs it in a stringified format. So stringifier equals es.mapSync. So this function will be invoked every time there is new data coming in, and then we return what new data we want to map it to. Stringify, JSON stringify in our case, and then new line character. So instead we want to pipe not into the file, we want to pipe that into the stringifier, and this want to pipe the stringifier pipe into the file, right? So here we're piping to JSON stream, creating objects, and then stringifier out into the file. So let's try this now. Also strings. Okay, let's see what we have in the logs. Yeah, have everything written out properly. Okay, so now we want this log server to be able to serve stream logs in real time to every connecting user. But we want that stream to be controllable. So the user can start and stop the stream, and also he can provide a filtering function to stream the event selectively. So now that we have our part of our process, that is the write TCP server, you also need a read TCP server. The read will use the write output to pipe the data into the read server clients. So first we need to separate the write server part into a file named writeserver.js. So we'll just extract this into writeserver.js, and we have to provide, we have to export a source stream that where every object is written out. So you don't have that yet, but we can create map sync and a function here, and this function doesn't do much, just returns the data. And this is another identity function, which is a function that returns every object that it receives. But here we create a source, and then we can pipe the source, then pipe into the stringifier, and then pipe into the file. And instead of piping directly into the stringifier, we'll pipe into the source. So the source will pipe into the stringifier into the file, and then we export the source so that the reader can get access to the objects that are coming from the connected clients that are putting the logs in. Now you need a part which is the read server, and that's like a simple TCP server as the other one. So read server. This is the server that clients will connect to read the logs in streaming. So what this module has to export is a configuration function that will have access to the source stream, and we'll later glue this together. So once we have the source stream, the source of events, we can create the server. So create the server. So on every connection, we have the socket here. We don't do anything yet with this, and then we make it listen on port 4001. So now we need to glue this together in server.js. So let's do that. So var source equals require the write server. Oops, sorry. Write server, and then we do read server require read server and configure it with the source. Okay, so the read server gets a source, and we'll see later how the read server pipes that data into every connecting client. Now we need to parse the commands, which will activate some actions on the read server. So the clients will be sending commands to control the stream, and we need to parse that. So they'll be sending the commands in JSON format. So we also need the key here JSON stream equals require JSON stream, and then here we var JSON stream equals a new JSON stream, and then we pipe the socket into the JSON stream. Okay, and then when there is new data, which are command objects, which should be command objects, so the client can send data like this: action start to start the stream, and action stop. So let's extract this action from the command. So if there is an action and we know, and we know that action, then we can invoke that action, and we can also pass the command here into the action. We'll see how we can use that later. So now we need an actions object with all the available actions. So let's create that. So actions, we need what actions we have? Have a start action, right? Let's put it here. I have a start action, and that's a function that gets the command, and we have to keep the state here, some state here, whether it started, the stream is started or not. So if started, then we return, then we say started equals true. What we have to do is to pipe the source stream here, which is the source of log events, and then pipe it into the socket. But these events come in form of JavaScript objects, but should be in string, so the socket does not accept anything else besides a buffer or a string. So we have to transform it using a stringifier. So let's create a stringifier stream here. So for our stringifier, let's use event source again. Let's copy it from the other event stream. Sorry, let's use event stream again, and use s.mapSync function. And when we get some data, we just do the same thing: return JSON.stringify data and a new line. So we pipe it to the stringifier, and stringifier returns a stringified version of the object, and then we pipe it into the socket. Okay, more actions. We need also the start, we need also the stop. And here we'll provide an end function that we can reuse. So here let's put an end function called end, and then we'll fill this in again, fill this in later. So the socket also when it ends, we need to end it, to end the stream. So we need now to implement the end function. So on the start function, we pipe the source into the stringifier and the stringifier into the socket. On the end function, we need to to unbind all those pipes. But there is no easy way of unpiping in Node for the time being. So now we will use a third-party module named pipe and pipe, PUP. So let's install it. So npm install pup, and then var pup equals require pup, and then instead of piping here, you can say pup.pipe the source into the stringifier, and then the stringifier into the socket. Okay, nothing new here, right? At the end, we do the reverse. We unpipe this. Instead of pipe, we unpipe it. And then we say started equals false. So we reset the started state so we can restart. Okay, so now let's test if all this code is working. Let's see if I have a server here. Node server. Oops. The read server. Sorry, require /read server. Stream data on the read server 41. Sorry. On data, okay, we have something here. So let's send some events, and then on the another window, let's connect it to read port. So let's 456. Doesn't read. Let's issue a start action. Let's see if you know. 789. Okay, let's then stop action. Stop. Let's see if it stops. Then 11, 12. Yeah, it stops. Let's see if we can start again. Okay, now we want to allow the client to define a function that will be used to filter the log stream coming into the client. So we can allow him to pass a function that will be used to filter at event source. So we can use something like filter and then say return. You can have an implicit event argument, event dot, for instance, say if there has an a property and event.a character at 0, so its first character is an a character. So now we need to create another filter stream. So we need to create a filter. So we have to pup.pipe the source into the filter, and then we pipe the filter into the stringifier. But the filter will be the command.filter, right? So if you have a command.filter, we have to transform it into a function. Now we use a new function here, which accepts a list of arguments and then the body. The body will be the command.filter itself. and v will be the mandatory argument name. And then if there is no command filter or filter, then we say that command.filter equals a function that always returns true. This is a function that we can define here. Always returns true. So the filter will return a boolean saying whether or not it should be piped into the client or not. So here that now you need to store the filter function here, and we need to say, so filter equals, using event stream again, we are creating a filter stream, and when we get an event, we have to if command.filter event, we test, and if so, we return the event. Else we just return undefined and we won't emit any data. This will allow us to have this filter stream. And then on the end we have to unpipe it on the reverse, so unpipe the source from the filter, then unpipe the filter from the stringifier, of course, then unpipe the stringifier from the socket. So we have to break the chain. Okay, so let's test this. First, server.js, background, then VNC, and then, okay, we can start pumping some events. Nothing breaks, so let's connect to it. 4, 5, 6, nothing. So let's test the simple case first of action start. Let's 7, 8, 9, 9. Oh, we got events. Let's stop it. See if the unpipe is working. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we didn't get it. So now let's go back and do this filtering thing where we only want events that has an A property, and that property starts at that property has a character on 0 position that is the A character. So let's test this. So first we emit event 13, 14, get nothing. Let's emit A and a string ABC, still get nothing. Then we emit A, the string uppercase A, and then B, then C. So we got that. Let's do a slightly different string just to be sure. Yeah, it's working. Then let's emit something else. Yeah, it's filtering. So the filtering is working. So this ends our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye bye.